Just picture this. You have a new LLC, right? And you're trying to get a business credit card, and there are some application mistakes that always get your ass denied. So, in today's conversation, I want to talk to you about those errors and how to always avoid them. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation, I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sort of QA Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee, or tea, or vodka, and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about new LLC business credit card application mistakes that always get your ass denied, and how you can avoid those mistakes. The first thing is legitimacy. You see, you have to prove that you run a legit business. A lot of people just go around and they say, well, you know what? I applied for a business credit card and they denied me, even though I have a high personal FICO score. Well, simply because you have a high personal FICO score doesn't mean that you will get the business credit card that you need and deserve. You know why? Because you have not proven that you run a legit business. Because, grandma, this is for you. So I want you to really make sure that you have a legit business before you even start thinking about applying for a business credit card. Okay, what's up with that? Why do we have a dichotomy, a contradiction between your business structure and the kind of business credit card you want to apply for? Do you even have a business? I'm talking about legally speaking. I'm talking about the states where you're in right now. Have you filed paperwork with the state authorities, with the State Department in the state where you are right now? You got to have that. Do you want to be a corporation? Are you a corporation? Are you a sole proprietor? Are you a partnership? There's a lot of things you need. Are you an LLC? You are an LLC. Okay. The funny thing is sometimes people, they are an S Corp, but they want to apply for an LLC business credit card. They were a C Corp. They want to apply for an LLC business loan. See the dichotomy I'm talking to you about, the contradiction? We got to stop that. So you need to prove to the credit card issuer that, hey, listen, I run a legit business. A legit business, you have to prove it legally. You have to prove it through other means. For example, do you have online evidence? Do you have a website? Do you have a Facebook page, Instagram, and other online presence? Because this could actually, the lender will see this as proof that you have a business. Your customer contract, you can show that. They might ask you to show pictures of your location through tax returns, lease agreements, payroll documentation. Those are important elements. So if the first error that you make on a business, on an LLC business credit card application, is that you fail to prove the legitimacy. So you need to make sure, so big decision time. You need to make sure that you explain to the lender that you indeed have a legit business, and any kind of proof, any kind of evidence you can bring to the table, I want you to bring it. So the lender believes, the credit card issuer believes that you indeed have a legit business. Let me talk to you about errors on the application form itself. You need to avoid errors on the credit card application form itself. So if you are trying to apply for a business credit card for your new LLC, you have to pay attention to some errors. First, revenue projection. So we're not talking about actual revenue here because your LLC is new, right? So anything that you talk about has to be revenue projection. Some credit card issuers will ask you to forecast your revenue for the first year, for the first 18 months. So be very clear about revenue projection. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that why is this an error? It is an error if your assumption, your underlying assumption, do not match the revenue projection itself. What I'm trying to say here is if you say, let's say, I forecast to make $1 million the first year, but then you are in an industry that is declining, an industry that is going through booms and bust. And right now it is in a decline trend. You can't possibly convince the credit card issuer that you will be able to pull $1 million in that industry where your competitors are losing money. So see, that's the kind of error I'm talking about. Okay, make sure that you have the right EIN. Make sure that your employer identification number is clear. Okay, your address plays an important role also. Your operational history. Right now, you are a new LLC, so you don't have a history right now in terms of your operations. However, if you are playing this thing and you see this in a business plan, I'll talk about the business plan later on. But the thing here is that whatever you plan to do in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, you have to document it, because this will be part of this will help the credit card issuer set your initial limit, whether they want to give you $5,000 or $10,000 or $25,000 or whatnot. They will have to base their decision on something. Okay. And sometimes there is an error if the spending plan that you are telling the credit card issuer does not match your business model. It's very important let me just break it down for you. Let's say you want to have a business credit card that actually gives you cash back on grocery shopping or when you shop for business office supplies. And you are applying for a business credit card that actually is very good for, let's say, balance transfers. See the dichotomy, the contradiction I'm telling you about? This will actually work in your disfavor. This will not work for you. So you need to always have harmony between your business model and your spending plan. So pro tips, always make sure that you double check your application form after filling it out. Make sure that all the data is accurate. Okay, and actually, it's better to apply for an LLC business credit card at a branch. You want to go to the branch of a business of a bank or a credit union and apply for that card over there. I want to talk to you about the card issuer. You need to apply with the right card issuer. No, this is boy, this is important. This is important. You know why? Because see, I want you to picture this. You have a new LLC business, okay, and you're looking for a credit card. So you want to start where everybody knows you. You want to start with the bank or credit union where you are currently at. It's important. I mean, it really is important, because why do you want to start with another institution? Start where you are, where you at right now. They know you there. Now, if the bank does not offer, if the bank or credit unions, the credit union does not offer a business credit card, then look elsewhere. But anywhere you go, make sure that you first establish a relationship with the institution before applying for an LLC business credit card. Okay. Son, this is important. Now, how do you shop for a business credit card? There are a few things you have to think about. You want to pay attention to the interest rate, to the APR, of course, but also pay attention to their fees. Okay, over limits fees. Okay, cash advance fees and whatnot. All those kind of fees are important. So you want to pay attention to the high penalty fees and interest rates. Okay, and don't you just choose a card issuer because you like their cards? No. You want to choose a card issuer that matches your spending pattern, that matches your business model. That's what it is. There has to be harmony. There has to be synergy between whatever the card is offering you and how you intend to use the card. Okay? And the thing here is that for instance, if a business credit card has no grace period, and then you intend to carry balances on this card, maybe this is not the right card for you. Okay? And those are important elements. Do you want to have rewards, points, discounts, or other perks? Then you want to pick the right credit card. That's important. So credit card. What I want you to think right now is to think about your new LLC and think about the business credit card that you need in terms of the features you want. Cashback, rewards, balance transfer credit card with 0% APR. And once you find what you need, I want you to think about which institution offers that kind of credit card. And the third leg of this analysis is, do you currently have a relationship with that institution, or do you intend to create a relationship with them in the next 3 months? In other words, do you plan to open a business bank account with them? I want to talk to you about spending plan. Boss, this is important. You need to create a spending plan so the card issuer knows why you need the card and what initial limit they should set you at. Yeah, I mean, this is important. So when we talk about spending plan, we are talking about business budget. So, because the funny thing is, some people say, well, I have a new LLC. I'm just kind of new. I'm not doing any budgeting. I'm not there yet. What's up with that? You need to stop that language. Seriously. I mean, oh boy. The thing is, simply because you're new doesn't mean that you cannot have a business budget. You can have a forecasted business budget. You can have a projected business budget. You can have a projected financials. Yeah. You got to get into that situation where you have a clear idea of where you are leading, where you are steering your LLC 6 months or 12 months down the road. Yeah. So when we talk about spending plan, the spending plan is so quintessential, you cannot imagine. I'm telling you, because if you don't tell the credit card issuer that you need, let's say you need $30,000 in credit limits, they're going to give you $5,000, or they probably give you $2,000, and you'll be so pissed. You'll be like, you know what? I hate this institution. Well, you haven't done the explanation, cause niece, nephew, you haven't done the explanation. So why do you want them to give you whatever you have not explained to them? You need to create a spending plan so the card issuer knows why you need the card and what initial limit they should set you at. In terms of a business budget, it helps you. In terms of spending plan, we're talking about business budget. Okay, a business budget or a spending plan helps you make sound financial decisions, identify where to actually spend your money, lend funding to grow your business, including business credit cards. Okay, so to actually create a business spending plan, I want you to tally your income sources, your forecasted income sources, where you think you can get the cash from to actually sustain your business. Boss, it's important. Determine fixed cost. What are your fixed costs? You want to include variable expenses that you want to charge on a business credit card, or you want to actually pay in cash. Okay, you want to predict one-time spends. Okay, it's very important. And don't see, this kind of calculus helps you have a clear idea of your expenses, have a clear idea of your revenue, have a clear idea of the delta between your revenue and your expenses. And this is important because this will help you think about the kind of initial credit card limits that you need. So decision time, boss, big decision time. Have you created a spending plan for your business credit card, the card that you are applying for? If not, you want to do it now. I want to talk to you about what we call the card fitness. So you want to apply for a card that fits your spending pattern, your business's spending pattern. Okay. The thing here is that that fitness is really important. That harmony between the card's feature and your spending plan is important. And it's a big mistake that folks make on the application form when they choose a card that doesn't fit with their spending patterns. Okay, it's really important. So how do you pick a business credit card for your new LLC? Well, first you need to know the basics of business credit cards in general. Okay, so business credit cards are used only for business expenses. Do not put any personal spending on your business credit card, boss. I mean, I'm telling you, the thing here is that some folks, they charge everything and anything on a business credit card. This is so bad, because it's really bad not only from an accounting point of view, it's really bad also from a tax point of view, because if the IRS knows about this, your ass might end up in jail. Yeah, because you're basically actually underestimating revenue. Personal income, because you're charging everything. You are charging everything on a business credit card. Okay, so you want to evaluate your business expenditures. So when I'm talking about card fitness, you want to evaluate your LLC future business's expenditures. You want to actually evaluate your business's lifestyle. Okay, where do you intend on spending more money in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months? Talk to me about prospective analysis. Talk to me about where you see yourself and your business in the next 6 months and 12 months. Okay. And also think about, do you want to have a business credit card that charges you an annual fee or no annual fee? Also think about what we call the fringe benefits that are associated with this business credit card for your new LLC. So here is the approach. You gotta have a strict analysis, strict research in terms of making sure the card you're applying for fits with your business lifestyle, fits with the kind of operating activities, the kind of operating expenses you'll be having in your new LLC. Okay, there has to be cohesion here. There has to be cohesiveness here, because if you don't have that, you have a dichotomy there. You have a contradiction there. If there is a big delta between the cards, what the features that the card offers, and your business spending patterns, you are actually, this is not a good sign for you. Okay, so this is a big error on the in your business credit card application form. I'll be right back. Without this, don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are actually having a conversation today about new LLC business credit card application mistakes that always get your ass denied and how to avoid them. The next point here is a business plan. You know, the funny thing is, I know, I mean, you're probably laughing right now. You're just there like, this guy, what is he talking about? Well, listen. We've said this time and again. When you apply for a business credit card, you don't want to apply it online, okay? You want to go to a branch and you want to have the application over the phone. So when you go to a branch, to apply there, I want you to bring a compelling business plan of yours with you. You got to have that with you. Okay, because if you're new, if you just have a new LLC and you have and the business has not established some kind of operational history, the credit card issuer needs to actually base their decision on something. Okay, there are a lot of criteria they look at, of course, but if you have a business plan, this can help you a lot. Okay, a business plan is not just for a business credit card application form. No, you can use a business plan for a lot of things. You can use it to secure funding, to actually establish a business focus, so you know exactly where you're going. You can attract executives also. You can have the right managers come into your company. Boss, this is important. Okay, and there are many types of business plans. When people talk about business plans, and by the way, I always say this in all the shows. Please, if you cannot write a business plan yourself, you want to have somebody write it for you. Don't you try to have a template from the internet and trying to customize it. It's just so bad. I mean, this is just a cheap ass, amateur, and no, you don't want that. Okay, and so when we talk about types of business plan, you have a simple business plan, and you have a traditional business plan. So when you have a simple business plan, this can be a 1 page or 2 pages, or 3 pages. Okay, where and this will have to do with what kind of LLC you have. If your business is very small, or you intend it to be small, maybe local, then you don't need a 50-page business plan. But if you are looking for a traditional business plan where you have ambition for your LLC and you see yourself big in 5 years, then you want to have a complete business plan that has an executive summary, a company description, products and services, market analysis, management team, financial plan, operational plan, and the appendices. There are a lot of things you can put in that business plan, and that will help you, okay? So here is a winner strategy for you. The winner strategy is to always outsource the writing of the business plan if you have no idea what a business plan, writing is. Okay, you can go to platforms as diverse as a Fiverr, Upwork, freelancer.com, TopTal, or you can actually get business plan software to do the work for you. I'm talking about Enloop, Smart Life Plan. We have a Biz Plan, or you can just hire a local business plan writer. Let's talk now about cash flows. So here is another mistake that you actually make on your credit card, on your LLC business credit card application form. You don't actually explain clearly everything about your cash flows. In other words, you need to show projected cash flows that are realistic, and you need to explain how they will help you generate revenue in the future. It's all about explanations. It's all, investors do this all the time. When you see companies actually filing annual reports or quarterly reports, it's all about what they call forecasting, what they call industry trends, right? You have to actually show some projections in terms of your cash flow. Now, cash flow is really important, because if you have a new LLC, I want you to think about it. When you have a new LLC, the credit card issuer is looking at your ass and thinking, hey, listen, This is a business that has no proven track record. We don't know if in 1 year from now they will disappear. So you need to have some kind of cash flow projection. So to tell them, hey, listen, to allay their fears, to allay whatever anxiety they have when they look at your credit card application, you want to try your best to say, you know what, I might be new, but I have a strategy. Here are my cash flow projections, and they are realistic. They are grounded in reality. Okay, it's important to think about when we talk about cash flow, projected cash flow. You have to think about that there is a difference between cash flow and revenue. Cash flow is not revenue. Okay, this is too long for this show for me to explain it to you, but it is what it is. You also have to think about whether your LLC business will have its accounting records prepared through cash accounting versus accrual accounting. Okay, again, here's another topic that's very complicated for this show, but it's important. Just long story short, you want to have accrual accounting. That's actually what the United States generally accepted accounting principles are, US GAAP. Okay, so you want to go with accrual accounting. But if you have a small operation, if you're just starting, you probably want to go with cash accounting. And when you get a little bigger, when you scale your business, you actually switch to accrual accounting. Okay, so you have to think about that in terms of projecting your cash flows on having projected cash flows and showing that data on your credit card application. Okay, and there are a lot of ways to manage cash flows. You can stay on top of your bookkeeping. You can generate cash flow statements, analyze your cash flow, okay, figure out whether you need to increase cash flow, cut spending where you need to, speed up accounts receivable collection, okay, and you want to always rinse and repeat. So money. You need to show projected cash flows on your LLC business credit card application form. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciated it. In today's conversation, I was talking to you about new LLC business credit card application mistakes that always get your ass denied and how to avoid them. So you have to talk about the legitimacy of your business, errors that you have to avoid, card issuers, okay, the spending plan, the card fitness, the business plan, and the cash flows. Thank you so much for your attention. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.